Welcome to my Kentucky Derby, Kentucky Oaks analysis. Normally I just do the Kentucky Derby, but this Kentucky Oaks is just a smashing field. So it's hard not to ignore the race, especially with this super track condition for the Oaks and potential rain on Saturday for the Derby. I really wanted to take some time and spend on the Kentucky Oaks. It's carded as race 11 on Churchill Downs at Friday, post time 5:45. There was 11 originally signed on in here. The 10 Flashy Gray has been withdrawn, so it gives 10 horses to the gate. I really think that 7 of the 10 could win. I don't like the 1, 5, or 6, but I think the other 7 horses are just tremendous athletes, and I think they're all going to be champions in their own right and in own time. The horse I really like in here is a horse called Pure Fun. This mare freaked last year on her only dirt start going over 3/4 at Churchill on the main track. Won by 9 lengths that day. Victor LeBron in the irons. Just a very powerful move. After that race, did go out, travel all the way out west to Hollywood Park for the Hollywood Starlet, which she did win as well. Just a lot of class. She came back for her 3-year-old year, ran the Bourbonette up at Turfway on synthetic, ran a third, then tried the boys in the Lexington, ran 7th, but only beaten 4 lengths that day. First time Lasix today, being ignored on the morning line at 31. I think she'll be 15, 18 to 1. And with all the speed in here and her tactical ability with that high turn of foot, I think she could be in the right place, right time. And I think she's an outstanding play on Oaks Day. Another horse I like in the race a lot is the 2 Midnight Lucky. It's only going to be her 3rd career start. She broke her maiden with a 100 Beyer speed figure by 7 lengths and then broke the track record in the Sunland Oaks. Rafael Bejarano up for both of those races. He is signed on to ride in here. She looks very formidable. She's 9-2 morning line and not as seasoned as some of the other mares. Fillies in here. I think that she's going to be a square price, and I think might be equally as talented and might be the best yet to come off of her. I think she's going to do. She's going to probably outrun her odds, and that's what's interesting there. Beholder, the 3-horse speed. I'm going to definitely try to beat her, though. From what I know, that she does not like to be behind, and with all the speed signed on here, that could be bad. She's also, when I was out at Santa Anita for the Breeders' Cup, they said she does not like a lot of company and big crowds, and she's definitely going to see a big crowd on Oaks Day with the beautiful weather. Unlimited budget to 4, an undefeated Todd Pletcher runner. Again, has done nothing wrong. 3 graded wins after a maiden. The 8-horse, of course, should be the deserving favorite. 114 Beyer last time out, Dreaming of Julia. Just an absolute romp down at Gulfstream. This is her 3rd start off the form cycle. Her only 2 defeats were Herbal this year and in a Breeders' Cup last year, where I think she was compromised by the pace scenario. I do like her a lot in here, and I think she'll be fine. However, as the favorite, I'm going to try to beat her. I do have her in the Oaks Future at a juicy 12 to 1. So if she does one, I'm sure I'm going to cover all my tickets on that anyway. 9-horse Rose to Gold, Salvatore Santoro trains. Calvin Burrell up. 2 nice wins down at Oaklawn Park. One of them on a sloppy track, which you won't see today, but she also did win on a fast track down there in the Honeybee. 5 for 7 lifetime. Trainer said he wouldn't change places with anyone in this race. I think she's got maybe a shot as well. The 11 Close Hatches, Joel Rosario riding like Superman right now, winning on every mount anywhere he rides. He rides Orb tomorrow, but in the Oaks he rides Close Hatches. 3 for 3 lifetime. Again, looks like a horse that likes to be up close from the wide draw. You never know where she's going to end up. I'm going to actually probably play against her as well, but again, she could easily win, and I could see why. Kentucky Derby field, just to give you a top down, I'd like to just take all 20 horses and give you a quick analysis. 1, Black Onyx. Kelly Breen, I just think he's overmatched in here, and we'll be pitching him. Oxbow, Goach, Dwayne Lucas, same thing. Gary Stevens, it's a nice story with him riding again, but I think both of these 2 are in the race to run and not the factor. 3, Revolutionary. Interesting horse. He's programmed 10 to 1. Calvin Burrell, 3 of I think the last 5, 6 derbies he's won. It's an interesting horse, kind of like a Roberto Duran. Always shows up, runs a big race. Not sure that he's going to win it, but I think he's going to be in the mix. 4 is Golden Soul, Dallas Stewart, Robbie Alvarado, very ranked outsider. I think the horse can close and maybe run 3rd, 4th, or 5th, but not for win honors. Normandy Invasion, horse I picked 2nd in my article. Nice looking horse. I've heard is trained extremely well. Some inside information is the trainer has really liked the workouts, has liked where this horse is, and I think he's going to be a big factor. 3rd start off the form cycle. Looks good, and he's got a good wed track rating. Would not surprise me if he gets unsaddled for Rick Porter and Fox Hill Farms. The 6 is My Loot, Tom Amos, Rosie Napravnik, good story, 60 Minutes. She was just featured on 60 Minutes. Horse Paddock School today looked very good. I don't expect any issues. But again, I think a rank outsider would be a big story for Tom Amos to win the race, but I can't see it. 7, Giant Finish. He was a late entry just because he could get in the race. He's a scratch out. He's a line out. 8, Golden Sense. Can Doug O'Neill do it 2 years in a row with 2 journeyman jockey? Highly unlikely. One stat I did find out that I was digging into, I don't know where it was, last 8 or 10 years, the Derby winner has been sitting between 4th and 10th at the half-mile pole. This horse will be 1st, 2nd, or 3rd. That's a lot of history to buck to win the race. Again, I'm not sure that he can double up and win. That's a very tough task for in today's day and age for Doug O'Neill to do that. But again, a horse that's going to be forwardly placed. I think a horse at the end of the year that's going to be as good as anybody in the 3-year-old division, but I'm not sure he's going to win. But very, very big effort in last 2. I expect he might bounce a little bit. 9, Overanalyze, Rafael Bejarano. 88 Buyer in the Arkansas Derby. Arkansas Derby to me looks like a race that was a line out. That there's nobody really coming out of there that you can be excited about. Mike Rapolione just looks like a step down on speed figures, but not impossible. Dixie Union, I think it's the last crop of Dixie Unions to run. We'll see. Palace Malice had his way last time out. Adds the hood blinkers for this race, but I'm not sure. I'm just a little skeptical of where he is. I think he's going to end up being on the infield, not on the main track. But again, connections get in here. Why not run Dogwood Stables? I can't see him. If he was going to do something, I think he would have opened up and won in the Lexington, which he did not. Lines of Battle. These are these European horses. They've sent them over here for years, and they've never won or factored. So I think he's a line out. He was bearing malice in the UAE Derby. I saw the race. I was not impressed. 12, It's My Lucky Day. It could be his lucky day. If you like Orb, you have to like this horse. He only got beat by 2 lengths by Orb in the Florida Derby. Not sure that he wants to go 1.25 miles. He's probably comes into this. This is his 11th career start, so he's obviously a little battle tested. Bid training, okay. Again, a horse that won on a wet track. That's something that can be looked at. Won big that day. Maybe moves up on a wet track. Has a shot. I could use him. Falling Sky, strictly a pace scenario setter. Had his complete weight, did nothing. He's a line out in the race, even for underneath, but you will hear his name get called early. 14, Verrazano. I really like what Mike Watchmaker said. It's kind of interesting. The Apollo Curse of 1882 is against him. Some of the other stuff that, he's a favorite trying to win the Derby. More than ready, can't go 1.25 miles. Everyone's figuring a way to knock him. I did watch his last workout. Very impressive. Speed figures are good. I'm not saying he can't win. I'm going to try to beat him, but I think he will. He'll be in the hunt. I think he will potentially hit the board or run on through 5th unless he gets a bad trip. He got a good post. He should be okay. 15, Charming Kitten, Ken Ramsey. Ken Ramsey strictly in the race to be in the race. Horse does not belong. Never been on dirt. A couple decent races, but again, a horse that won't factor. 16, Orb. I wrote him up in my article. Obviously, I like him. Big Shug McGahee fan. This horse has done everything right. Added Lasix this year. 3 for 3 since adding Lasix. Don't think they've even let him out. I could see a big, powerful effort, almost like Barbaro. If he gets a clean journey, I could see him opening up and winning by 2, 3, 4, 5 lengths. I just think he's sitting on a race. Well-bred. Done everything right. Shug McGahee deserves to win the Kentucky Derby, and I hope he gets to unsaddle this horse. 17, Will Take Charge, Coach D. Wayne Lucas. Again, he's in the race to be in the race. I can't see him factoring. I can't even see this being a decent 3-year-old. 18, Frack Daddy, program 50 to 1. He's my actual long shot kind of sleeper. I'm going to take a shot that maybe he runs underneath. 2 starts last year, Churchill first and second. Some of those horses that he raced against Uncaptured and Dewey Square, Mr. Palmer have not come back and are good 3-year-olds. Victor LeBron, kind of a journeyman Kentucky rider on the Kentucky circuit. Boy, it'd be great to see if he could run a big one. I doubt he would get unsaddled. I did watch him gate school paddock school. Not really on his toes. He was calm and relaxed, which is good. But I would like to see a little more activity. The 19 Java's War, strictly a dead closer, another McPeak runner. Probably going to be sitting last. He'd have to pass an awful lot. Again, I guess he's a horse that can factor and run on. His only start on the main track at Churchill, he was actually beat by stablemate Frack Daddy last fall. It's his 3rd start back. He did run well in the Bluegrass, but I think they were stopping more than him really powering by. Finally, the 20 Vijack. I've really, even in my Derby article, I've really been critical of him. Rudy Rodriguez under some scrutiny for a violation. This horse had to go 24-hour surveillance. It's going to be probably sitting back and make one run. That scared Gomez the way he likes to ride. His last work was okay. His last couple gallops were okay. I do think he showed a good leg stretch in his last work. I'm just very skeptical that I think he's gone the wrong direction. But again, I couldn't blame anybody for playing him. In fact, my buddy Tim has him in the future. So if he wins, I'll be happy for him. But more than likely, he'll be ripping his ticket. That's the Oaks. That's the Derby. Great 2 days of betting. Good luck to all of you.